This is Rob Tebbutt for Behind the Gloves. I'm here with Ted Dangerous BAMI at Miguel's gym in Brixton. How you doing, Ted?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm blessed, by the grace of God,
Nice to see you. I can't believe this is the first time I've interviewed you. I'm in your gym all the time and I've never interviewed you.
Yeah, no, because you don't like me.
No, I like you.
All right, if you say so.
So, as I said, we're here at Miguel's gym. You train quite a healthy-looking young stable of fighters. Why don't you tell our viewers who you train? Obviously, we can see Isaac Chamberlain and what it's like working with him.
Yeah, Isaac, we go Richard Reakpo, we go Chris Congo, we go John Hardy, and I go other new fighters coming up, which is the fourth year. And then I train Eric Mokonzo, he trains twice a week, and few other guys, man. A few other guys are coming up with the witches. They don't know. It's strangers. These all from different country. Yeah, that's it, man.
Now, for those of our viewers who don't know, and they should be ashamed if they don't know, but you were quite the fighter yourself. I mean, why don't you tell us about your history as a professional prize fighter?
Yeah, well, I've done my career already, man. That's done and buried now. Now it's more or less about what the boys. But when I was fighting, I was WBF world champion, and I was European champion. And I lost the British contender. I come number one. I figured number one and number two in the country. So I done my bit. I done what I was supposed to be doing. Yeah.
And how did you go from being a fighter to a trainer? How was that? How did that happen?
Yeah, basically, I always know I can teach because I've been teaching some in privacy, teaching some guys never fought before, and then teach them, and make them go to amateurs. And win the fight, never lost, and somebody could have throw a punch, man like, what's his name, man like Courtney Pride, he didn't box before, and then I get him, make him lose the weight. I had all my friends, and I was teaching, even the group of MMA, I was teaching them how to box. And then one time I had a martial art international for the country, and I had to train them how to throw body punches, so I always have that in me.
What's it like working with the kind of guys you've got in the gym? You've got like a real thriving young stable. Everybody's sort of trying to make a name for themselves. How is that? It's very lively being in Miguel's gym. I mean, what's that like to train these guys?
Yeah, it's good, man, because like I always believe in the discipline, When you're a fighter and it's like I'm the dad, he's the son, so you go listen to your dad because your dad know better. I've been there, done it, and the things that I haven't done, I make sure they do it. And the things that done, and it was wrong for me to do it, I make sure they don't do it. So and then I'm blessed with them. God bless me with those boys I'm training because they listen and they believe in on me. And we're friends. We can do everything. Some of the friends, some the coach, some the the uncle. You can call it all I am. So that's what I like about them. It's exciting.
What's the biggest thing? I mean, you say that you make sure they don't do things that you maybe did wrong or, vice versa. What's the biggest thing that you tell them maybe you went wrong in your career that you try and make sure that they don't?
Trying to cheat at training. Sometimes on my phone, you say example, I'm using example like training, and then you don't turn up training and say to me, oh, coach, I was sick. But you weren't sick. Don't do it. You're not cheating me, you're cheating yourself. And sometimes because every day you train, you're putting something on your boxing or on your style, on your power, and if you cheat, you don't cheat me. And then these guys you're gonna fight, they ain't cheating, but they're fighting hard to beat, especially if you put yourself in a certain level, and things like that, and things like drinking, going out, doing things like that. I tell them, when you go fight coming up, you got a month or 2 months before you fight, you go cut that out, things like that. Advise the things like that, girls. Those kind of things, I tell them not to get involved too much, focus in their career because this is a short career, and if you don't do it now, you'll never do it. You'll end up like them guys say that, oh, I was a good fighter, yeah, you was. You know what I mean? So that's what I put on them.
Now, you're Isaac Chamberlain's uncle.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you came to be working with Isaac? Because as I understand it, he was out sparring with Deontay Wilder, and then there was talk of him maybe signing a deal in America before he ended up coming over to you. So what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, because Isaac, he was a young man and doing his things like in the street, that all young man does. And I told his mom, because his mom was always upset, I told his mom, you know what, you go take it to the boxing gym, because the boxing gym will keep him away from the street because he'll get him tired. The time he's so tired, he ain't going to have no time to get out. So his mum then that listens to me, take it to the boxing gym and left it there. And since he left him there when he was about 13 or 12, and he's been there since. And I'll come in there, I was gonna make my return. I've seen him here, and every time he train, every time he fight, he would write to me on Facebook, say, Uncle, look. So I said, yeah, keep doing that. The day that I think you're ready to turn pro, I'll be there. But right now, just focus in the training. So at one time, his other uncle trying to take him to America, and I said, look, why you want to go to America? He can stay here and make a name for himself here, you know? So don't sign and stay here. And I'll try to get you to Matchroom Sport or Eddie Hearns or our big promoter, you can speak to them, you know, because I know them all.
What's it like working with family? Because I know from experience that it's not always easy working with family. What's it like working with Isaac?
Yeah, you know, well, literally Isaac is being brought up as a respected young man. And so it's me, I play with two kind of character with him. I'm his friend, and now I can bring myself to his level, playing joke, having a fight, messing around, and then, you know, and sometimes I become an uncle. And dad, don't do it, you know, I'll be upset with him, and sometimes I'll be scotch. So I'm playing around with him, and that makes him feel comfortable around me. You know, you have to make those boys feel comfortable. If they ain't comfortable around you, they're not gonna give you what you're looking for, or, you know, they'll become a hypocrite around you. But if they're comfortable, they'll be open up to you, and that's how it is.
I've seen you guys in the gym, and you can tell him when he needs to be told. I mean, that's important, of course, as well, right?
Yeah, that's right, because those bad habits, you know, boxers usually do it a lot. They'll afraid something, they do a punch, and they don't do it correctly, and they start doing the same thing. If you don't say nothing, it stays that way, and if it stays that way, you become a bad, what do you call it? A bad thing to do, you know. You can get like just like what happened to me when I was boxing. I had a good coach, it was James Cook, who was a good coach, and then he keep telling me off, you keep dropping the left hand down, you keep dropping it down, you keep dropping it down in the training. And I was like, yeah, I'll be alright, I'll throw the uppercut, put my hands down with it, and I'll be alright. And then I go clap on that, and I lost my title because of that. So, and those kind of things now, I don't want them to do it, you know, because they're in the beginning of career. If they catch the bad habit now, they're gonna go. It's hard to change it when they go.
Now, how is Isaac different now? I mean, personally, from the time that I've been spending with Isaac, I realise, you know, a difference in him. There's been a progression, particularly over the last probably 18 months. I mean, what's it been like for you? How is it different? How is he different as a fighter now than the fighter that you first took as a pro?
Yeah, because you guys have to realise that Isaac haven't fought for nearly a year and a half before he turned pro. You know, and as you don't fight for in a year and a half, it makes you lose your timing, you lose your reach, you lose your power. You know, so I knew he had power because I take him in a fight all the time, and in the time he was an amateur. You know, as an amateur turned to a pro, you're still gonna catch the bad habit. But he was blessed because he was sparring professionals, and he can move around by still slapping punches. So I have to try and have the hard work with him and change that. Don't change his style, keep the same style, but just teach him how to punch properly and how to see his punch and how to wait for his punch at the right moment and the right time for it, you know. And he's a good listener, and he done that. He listened, and that's what his progression is doing now.
Now, you mentioned that he's been sparring with a lot of professionals. I mean, he's been doing that since before he turned pro. But recently, he's been sparring with some really high-level operators, people like Alexander Usyk and Mike Perez. What was it like for him, and how did those sparring sessions go?
I just told him one thing when he was doing good. Still, he was the best one out there that had, you know, because he had he's good at the reflex, the kind of timing, reflex punches he throws, and sometimes his timing is good, it's quick. And that's why Usyk loved him. He always wanted to spar him because of that. And but you have to understand, he's a young man. He's been watching Usyk on TV and things like that. Now you're gonna spar this guy. He's a bit nervous and giving him too much respect. I said, no, listen. For me in the gym there, you become the same level, man. Don't worry about him. You know what I mean? You can go down there and beat him. And he goes and does the best. You know, and that's the kind of thing you go. I mean, as a trainer, you have to learn, you have to know how to speak to your fighter, and then make him listen, make him understand, and build up his confidence. And that's what we did.
I mean, I understand that he's going back out because obviously he was one of, well, Usyk's apparently main sparring partner when he fought Marco Huck. Now Usyk's going to move on to face Myris Brady. So Isaac's going back out to train with him, right?
Yeah, it depends. Is he South Pro? Or
Bradis? No, Bradis Orthodox.
Orthodox, yeah. If not, they'll come because they loved Isaac, so they're probably gonna call him. But if Isaac, if you don't, we might be out December as well. So if we are December, we might not go because we need him to prepare for maybe this next title fight, you know. So we might not. But if we go a month advance, we might go and they will help him out for his fight. That's it. Yeah.
What's the plan for Isaac? I mean, obviously you've just mentioned there that December is the date that you're looking at. Is that the Commonwealth title or is that something else? I mean, is that the plan?
No, we leave that to Eddie Hearns and Matchroom Sport. Whatever they put on the front, we just take it. You know, I think the kid is ready now. He's ready to fight. He's ready to fight for Commonwealth. He's ready to fight for maybe even the British or other fights. He's ready. He's ready. You know, and all we need, if Matchroom saying, yeah, let's have this one, yeah, why not?
And just finally, Ted, because I know you're in demand, I know you're looking to shoot off. Lawrence Okolie and Isaac have had their differences, and they've been talking a lot in the press and on social media and stuff. What's your take on the whole Okolie-Chamberlain situation?
The two young men, they're hungry. They're both hungry. They both want to make a name for themselves. They both want to prove that they're the best. They're the best in another one. You know, and Isaac, he's just kind of a guy that he don't believe. He thinks he knows he's the best. And Okolie, the same too. And all we could do, just prepare them right and do the right thing. And then Eddie Hearns just to take them slowly and build them slowly, build up the fight slowly. And they will have the best fight in the century. One of them to me. Because they're both hungry and I know they don't like each other. So.
What's that going to be like for you as a trainer? I mean, do you think you're going to have to be on Isaac all the time because there is this bad blood between them? Are you going to have to try and keep him focused and concentrate on the task at hand?
No, I'm always every day in the gym, even from his first fight, I always push him and tell him to be focused. It's not because of Lawrence or any other fighters. He trains the same and harder. You know, depends what technique the guys got, and we're working according to the technique, how to beat the technique.
And just finally, Chris Congo fights this Friday, another one of your charges, unbeaten welterweight. How's Chris been looking in preparation? I know he's been doing a lot of sparring with Josh Taylor.
Yeah, he's been looking great, man, because right now, even myself, I'm so confident that to take him to top 15 to fight against some of the top 15, you know, because he's been looking great, and then he done a good sparring against Josh Taylor. And then it was amazing, you know, amazing, it was a good experience for Chris as well, to spar a good fighter like Josh Taylor. And then have him there for 10 rounds, 8 rounds, you know. It was not easy for Chris, but he done it, you know. And especially Josh is a awkward southpaw. And Chris, you know what I mean, he just look after him well, and they look after him so well. So even Josh loved him, and you know. And then right now I believe that Chris, he can beat anyone from the top 10 now. If you go in there, I'm not in the top 10, but I think the top 15, he definitely is among them.
Okay, well, Ted Dangerous BAMI, I'm glad that we've finally been able to do this properly.
That's right, man.
Thanks very much for speaking to Behind the Gloves. I'm sure I'll see you around soon. But yeah, thanks very much for speaking to us.
My pleasure, man.
If you've got any final words, please say them now.
No final words, just keep watching us, keep supporting us. That's all we all need, man. Boxes, not just our boxes, man. Every boxes needs support. If you support them, I mean, pay for the ticket, come watch the boys box. You know, that's it. I can say.
Okay, Ted BAMI, thanks very much for speaking to Behind the Gloves. Catch up with you soon.
My pleasure, man. Pleasure.
Hey fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking right here.